Hello and welcome to the Met Office 10-day trend, a 10-day period that takes us through to the end of the meteorological summer and of course includes, for many people, a bank holiday weekend. So you might expect the weather to be unsettled. It's certainly been very changeable this summer so far. But you'd be wrong, because the weather is actually turning drier. It's also turning warmer over the next 10 days, and in some places it will be hot during the bank holiday weekend. The jet stream, it's been a common feature of our weather through the last few weeks and months, and it's also moving north over the next few days, allowing the weather across the UK to settle down. But for the time being, well, the jet stream is pointed straight towards northern parts of Britain, carrying with it a succession of low-pressure systems and weather fronts. One feature crossing northern Britain through Wednesday night, bringing some heavy rain. Another feature lined up to come in for Thursday. So no sooner do we say goodbye to this rainfall as we begin the day on Thursday across northern England and North Wales. We'll start to see more rain joining in across Northern Ireland, Western Scotland, the far northwest of England. Very wet weather over the hills of northwestern Britain. Western Scotland will see copious amounts of rainfall through the second half of Thursday and through much of Friday, because once this weather front arrives, we're just piling a lot of moisture-laden winds up against the hills of Western Scotland, and the rainfall here will tot up over 36 hours or so. Good shelter though for northeast Scotland and for the rest of England and Wales, south of Cumbria. Largely bright, dry, sunny spells, just one or two showers. Temperatures rising, 25 Celsius there for London, 26 on Friday. And you can see the extent of the warm and sunny weather starting to become more widespread across central and southern parts of Britain, whilst we cling on to the wet weather in northwest Scotland. But even here, the rain is moving away through Friday. The whole weather pattern is shifting its way northwards. Now recently the weather patterns have been coming in from the west, crossing the country and moving eastwards, but a change is on its way for Friday. The whole weather pattern starting to move its way north, and as these weather fronts move away from northern Scotland, we'll start to draw up these red colours across southern Britain, and that means it's going to turn increasingly warm and sunny widely at the start of the bank holiday weekend. As I mentioned before, it's all courtesy of the jet stream, really. The jet stream turning into a much more wriggly feature and heading its way northwards. This is how it looks at the start of the weekend, and you can see this more amplified pattern to the jet stream compared to, for example, what I mentioned before, which is the straight line jet stream that we've got at the moment, directing weather systems straight for the UK and keeping us relatively cool. What is responsible for this change in the jet stream? Well, we have to look on the other side of the pond, North America, and you can see the much more amplified jet stream over North America on Wednesday, and that starts to have a ripple effect downstream. You can see the amplification of the jet stream starting to become more pronounced heading into the weekend. That ripple ends up over the UK for the bank holiday weekend. Not only that, but it's so amplified, in fact, that part of the jet stream dives very far south into Iberia and then becomes completely detached. Now, whilst this small circulation heads to the south of the UK, it will draw up these reds, increasingly so through Sunday and Monday across the UK, increasingly hot air. But the main part of the jet stream is now pushed to the north of the UK, and in its wake, we've got high pressure. So we lose the lows, we say hi to high pressure, and the weather settles down countrywide, more or less, for the start of the weekend. This is how it's looking on Saturday. Some hazy cloud around. It's not going to be entirely blue skies, but a lot of dry weather, just a few showers in the far north of Scotland, where it will be fairly breezy. Otherwise, bright and increasingly warm. 30 degrees there for London, but widely mid to high 20s across England, Wales, into southern Scotland. By Sunday, those temperatures rising even further. In fact, it's largely sunny skies across the majority of the UK. Central Scotland, 25 degrees there. Across much of England and Wales, high 20s, 32 Celsius, the likely high temperature there for London and the southeast. Of course, it's not a bank holiday for Scotland on Monday, and in the northwest of Scotland, it will be a bit breezier and a little bit cloudier, but rain tending to stay away whilst sunshine develops elsewhere. And once again, mid to high 20s, could see 30 degrees somewhere like Cambridgeshire into Lincolnshire. Now, if we get 33 degrees, it will be the hottest late summer bank holiday on record, only 31.5 degrees to beat. And so it looks likely that it will be a record breaker as far as bank holidays go. Of course, it changes its date every year, but nevertheless, this is a long run in late summer bank holiday. And with that heat and humidity, could spark off 1 or 2 showers, but most places, most of the weekend will be dry, bright and warming up. So most places dry, warm sunshine, and it will be hot in places. But will it continue? That's the question. Into next week, will we keep the hot air coming our way? Well, it looks likely that yes, through much of next week, the jet stream will remain in this highly amplified pattern, keeping low pressure sitting to the west of us rather than moving across us, high pressure close by on the continent, and will continue to draw hot air and plenty of sunshine up from the continent. But with that rising heat comes the threat of thundery showers, so always something to watch out for next week. Thundery showers being imported from the continent. In addition, occasionally the jet stream may become a little flatter, and if it does become a little flatter, then it will drive low pressure systems into Western Scotland, Northern Ireland, perhaps a bit more cloud, a bit more of a breeze and cooler air here. But high pressure will always be close to the south through next week, and that does mean that the weather on the whole will be drier, it will be sunnier, and it will be much warmer than recent. So last 10 days of summer, summer's last hurrah. It looks like some warm sunshine is on its way back to the UK.